この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Re-Zero, episode 1, because the last episode was very explicit and its instructions were entirely clear. We have to start over. So I've never seen this show before. We're going to be watching episode 1. No, I'm just kidding. We're watching episode 19 of Re-Zero and we are starting over from 0. We've made a lot of mistakes. A lot of people have gone and died because of Subaru's mistakes. And it became enough to really weigh on him, really crush him. And so he squeezed out the side and tried to run away. But Rem was there and was there to anchor him, to refuse his proposal of marriage and a quiet, comfy life together with the hottest girl. What? I didn't say that, Amelia fans. I didn't say that. But, no. There's something more important to do. And so Subaru chooses to strive toward an ideal, as he says in the last lines, to become the greatest hero. To turn that sort of that faulty mental image that he has, that grandiose delusion that he clings to try to actually strive for it, to turn it into reality. And now we're going to get to see what that means. The stage is set. There are a lot of opportunities given a reset, which we're basically at the beginning of. There are a lot of opportunities to make different choices, to learn and actually ingest the information that's been given to him by these powerful people around him. Whether it be Crucia and Ferry and the need to offer something and negotiate and be, more importantly, even true to your ideals in a serious way. Because that was the sticking point, that he never said that it was to save Amelia. Or Anastasia, that he needs to have his head on a swivel in a negotiation or interaction, but he also has to have some quid pro quo to offer. Or Priscilla, who in her own twisted way shit-tested him, which, by the way, was the term that I was looking for before. It's a wild term that comes out of a terrible community, the pickup artist community, but it refers to the tendency of people, but specifically women, to put tests up in front of other people that they interact, specifically men, to determine if they've actually got anything beneath the surface or if they're just doing an act. The shit test would be, are you willing to submit yourself to me and lick my foot? And the answer is yes, which means you're a piece of shit and she doesn't care about you. Fascinating. Can Subaru tamp down his emotions, get a control, but not a tight grip on himself? Can he be both honest and strategic? Can he be charming and forceful? Can he push for what he wants and needs without offending the other party or making some mistake that makes him out to be weak? Can he enter into this political sphere, the place where he really started fucking it up in this whole portion of the arc? Those first episodes when Subaru steps onto the scene and makes a fool of himself are almost a direct result of a lack of the particular things, the particular lessons that these other candidates have tried to instill or impart upon him. If he can come back and exhibit behaviors that demonstrate that he's not that person, that he's actually capable of standing here, then we do something else, maybe more importantly narratively. We raise Subaru to a level where someone like Amelia wouldn't be embarrassed to have him along in court. And that's a real victory, isn't it? Because things were fine when we were in the mansion and just playing house, but once we got out into the broader world, it became quite clear that Subaru is inept at this, and foolhardy. He doesn't have the skills. Straightforward. Similarly, in the real world before he got isekai'd here, if he were suddenly forced into a student council president position or a political organization position, he probably wouldn't be able to manage it. But with a little bit of growth and a little bit of self-awareness and a little bit of insight and a couple of terrible deaths, maybe he can. Maybe he will. And I'm excited to see and find out. I think there was at least one comment and at least one Discord post that I wanted to mention. So let me go and see if I find them. It was really just a conversation in the Discord that I wanted to highlight. Someone in the Discord wrote, "Am I the weird one for not really wishing for a romance between Rem and Subaru? Rem seems to be doing okay with not being his love interest, and I don't feel Subaru looks at her in that way at all. And I like their current dynamic better, to be honest." And reading that just a few nights ago, I had a thought, I had a realization, and I responded with it. I agree, but she is built for us to fall in love with. I think when you mix that with identifying as the main character, you get a sort of, how can anyone not love her? She's obviously the best. She's my waifu. That's just something that I wanted to make note of. Amelia is a character who's there for Subaru to fall in love with, but Rem, I think, is maybe tailor-made for us to fall for, and to create that sort of tension between us and Subaru. Not that you necessarily have to agree or that you have to feel like you are in love with Rem or she's the best waifu. Like, obviously this has been a major point of contention in the fandom for a while. It's not going to be answered anytime soon. But the thought makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? She's got the most positive outlook, the sort of mindset that I think most, how do I put this without being super insulting? Most fucking virgins. Most fucking lame otaku virgins really want, which is sort of a yes girl type of character. It verges a little bit into pick-me territory, but it's more than that. It's like not necessarily things that she does or chooses to do, but more how she's written and drawn and created. She's the most, like, has the most obvious secondary sexual characteristics. The camera lingers on her breasts more often than any other character. She is probably easily the most sexualized character in the show so far, maybe minus Elsa, who was a witch bitch, doesn't really quite count. And that, combined with this almost little sister-esque worship, trust, faith, belief, makes her a super positive character that I think most real people would love to have around, because she seems like not only a great friend, but a great girlfriend. And I just wanted to point this out because it just clicked to me as like a solid reason for the divide, a part of the divide in the community around this topic, specifically in this episode. If anyone feels hateful towards Subaru for turning down Rem, or like, what are you doing? Insane, ridiculous. How could you not see the most beautiful girl in front of you and she's throwing herself at you and talking about your future wife and husband status and children and stuff? Just go for it, man. Just go for it. I think that the author has done a really good job of tapping into what makes a character attractive to the audience, and simultaneously done an extraordinarily good job of making her not what Subaru wants or needs. I don't know, I think that this is a real world circumstance that a lot of us encounter. You ever have a friend who's got someone interested in them, and they're like, yeah, I don't feel it, and you're like, what the fuck are you on about? That's a catch. That's like a catch. That person is way out of your league. I would jump at the opportunity, but you're not them, and their makeup and their psychology and their attractions and fetishes and desires are totally different from yours. This always ends up being a problem in fandom because, you know, there are a bunch of different people who all have those different attractions and fetishes and desires and stuff, and it's really hard to put yourself in someone's shoes in that light, because it's like, it's either there or it's not. It's like imagining that you're attracted to someone that you're not is weird. It's tough. Or vice versa, that you're not attracted to someone who is desperately attractive to you. That's a situation that can really tear apart friendships and friend groups and all sorts of things. So, well, it makes a lot of sense to me. I didn't quite get it, and now I feel like I get it. Rem is perfect for us to fall in love with, but she is not the gal for Subaru. She is a perfect wingman for Subaru, and I really hope we can find a way for her to be happy, and not happy just in the way of like, well, I guess it's okay if the guy that I love is in love with somebody else, but like actually happy. That would be really cool for me. And I'd rather that she doesn't have to take a second fiddle sort of position at all, because that's been kind of her through line from the outset of her character in the village and stuff. So I'd like to upset that in some way, but I don't know how, and I think it won't be with Subaru. Following up on that, I do want to read one comment from Baseball Lover 723, who writes, "Most people don't handle I love Amelia that well, and I think many people miss the point of it. A major part of Rem's adoration of Subaru stems from his previous actions and not giving up on anyone, which directly saved her and thus gave her her purpose in life, and potentially death, given her line. Rem is in a catch-22, because while she would love to run away with Subaru, Subaru picking Rem over Amelia, particularly in this instance, would mean that Subaru is giving up on Amelia, for whom everyone knows he loves, and not giving up is the trait that draws Rem to Subaru. Thus, if we run away together now, I would be leaving behind the Subaru-kun that I love the most. In this light, I love Amelia can be interpreted as less of a rejection and more of an affirmation of Subaru filling into the role of the hero that Rem sees, who never gives up, including his adoration of Amelia." Yeah, there's great strength in holding to your convictions. In a different circumstance, not this circumstance, but in a different circumstance, this would be another element of a shit test, wouldn't it? Can't you imagine this being kind of a shit test? I mean, imagine Rem and Amelia are pretty good friends. Subaru offers to go and live with Rem forever. That's a pretty solid indication that you're not actually that into that other girl. And maybe raises the question, are you going to stay into me? It ends up being a treachery toward your own character, a betrayal of who you are. So I agree, Baseball Lover. I think that by sticking with his ideals and his convictions, Subaru demonstrates himself to really still be the person that Rem adores, as you put it, or admires, I think is even maybe a better, stronger word for it, because Rem, powerful physically and capable as she is, admires Subaru's conviction and his stick-to-itiveness and his basic shonen protagonisty nature that he doesn't always believe in, but she does and wants to foster it. And that's what she's doing here. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. Yeah. So those are the comments that I wanted to highlight. A lot happened in the last couple of episodes, from Omega Puck to freaking horrifying Beetlejuice to, good God, so many shits, so many fucking things. So the question is, we're in the city, we've got our faculties, our mind, we've got Rem, our friend, we've got a bunch of lessons that we haven't really incorporated. Can we make something work here? And what's it going to be? I think if we're going to restart, the thing to do is to go back to the other contestants, the other contenders. You're one day ahead now. You know how those interactions will go, and you know, at least to a large extent, what the primary sticking points for each of them will be. So you can at least avoid the most obvious bullets in conversation and angle your requests or offers to most suit the parties that you're attempting to treat with. Can Subaru pull it off? I think so. I think he's got it. That sounds so weird coming out of my face. Because he's a normal guy. When he ends up fighting a giant hound dog thing, I'm like, nah, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. It's not gonna work. But this, being convincing and emphatic, he can do that. And he's got the emotional fervor to do it. He did it before. He just had the wrong tact in every situation in a slightly different way. But that led him to learning what the right tact might be. I think he can do it. I think he can do it, and I think it's going to somehow lead to Crucia coming to help us fight the whale, because we see that in the OP, I think. And maybe, like, trade caravan from Anastasia. Maybe we get help from Aldebaran. Maybe we don't go see Priscilla at all, because she's wild. I don't know. She makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know what we're going to get up to, but I think I have faith in Subaru at this point. That's a pretty cool place to be. I'm going to do a quick drawing. It's going to be a fun one. To start this off, I want to see. I haven't opened these yet. I find this package very interesting, which is part of why I want to open it now. So I bought these templates for drawing shapes after I was trying to draw an oval at some point, and I was like, fuck, I used to have a big set of template things. I'm going to go get them. So I bought a set, and now I'm going to go through them a little bit. This one's super weird because it's all school equipment, but it says New Line Natural Cosmetics, Leisure Time, Serenade with this dream, you came to the island, and the drunk will become green in my heart and a secret garden. What? What? Okay, we're just gonna put that one to the side. Got a cool curvy thing. Got a bunch of shapes. Nice. Got every possible square, triangle, and circle. Nice. Ooh. Weird shapes. We've got micro USBs. We've got USBs. We've got USB-Cs. Okay. Oh boy, more stuff. Most of these are useless. Oh no. Ooh, circles. Okay, that'll at least be useful. I do very much value these, like, curves with thingamajiggies on them. Bigger ovals, that's really what I wanted. Stuff and arcs. Okay, cool. None of that is actually entirely useful for the thing that I want to draw right now. Except maybe... Hold on, maybe I can make it work. Here. Yeah, that's great. Once you've got a good curve, one good curve, and you can make almost anything. That's really all I needed. Yay! Yay! Restart, begin again. Okay. And that's it. A fun one, as I said. A 0. That is an arrow. That is a snake eating its tail. That is a cycle. That is our beginning point once more. And so we away once more into a hostile world, where our boy is going to give it his best. Let's see how it goes. I've got episode 19, is that right? Episode 19 of ReZero up and ready to go. There will be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep beep timer to count you down, with early access on the Patreon as usual. Beep beep timer. We're doing it! We're doing it! We're doing it! We're in the middle of doing it! Immediately with his cards out. Let's go. Just immediately with stuff on the table. So I wonder what her motivation for going for that would be. Maybe because it makes you look really good as a contender if you defeat a witch cult member and giant evil beast. Oh, I forgot to mention. I spent all of this morning listening to Leviathan, the album by Mastodon. Yeah, it's rad. Mm-hmm. So excited. Oh, that's that scene. Okay. Yeah, drop the information. That's the stuff. But didn't put any... Nice. Mochiron. This. Oh, he's glowing. Ahab. Wilhelm. You're Ahab? Hmm. Hmm. I didn't know that about that plan. Why are you gathering, why are you gathering all the weapons? That's right, we had that information about weaponry. Your desires, your Ahab desires. Ah. And how do you know that? Yeah, how would anyone know that? It's an unpredictable force of whale. Oh, he's just gonna claim it's magic? Does he have a picture? He's just gonna lie. Okay, he doesn't have a picture. That's great. That's smart. But it's worth it. Yeah, she can always tell, right? No, she can always tell. Oh. Oh, it's more than I thought. It's real. No. No, it just means she believes you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big deal. Is that Anastasia? It is? Holy shit. She's bubbly. He asked them all to come together. He's gonna try... Dude, he's parent trapping. Is he parent trapping all the competitors? I hope Priscilla shows up. That'll be wild. That'll be wild. Come on. Yeah. It prevents trade. We could turn this alliance into a three-way, baby. And also, nope, he did not. Oh, I don't know if he shook his head or nodded there, so I don't care. All right, he's made a good case. He's doing all the things. Check, check, check. It's a pretty good fucking call. But it makes perfect sense. It's actually what they want. He's doing it. He's doing it. You're doing it, Peter. Yeah. Yep. Nervous as fuck. He knows how this could go badly. Ah, you did good. But, 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 yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, with witnesses. Hey. Oh. Oh, clever, clever. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, it was not bad, man. Oh, that was good. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Buy my shit. We sell whale harpoons. You're better at this than I thought. You could actually be an asset in this capital. Huh, Amelia's not a fool for keeping you around. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, you really want to kill that whale, huh? Whoa. That's a lot of gratitude, buddy. Whoa, you were banging the sword saint? The bloodline's lowest seat. Whoa. So he is not an Astrea by blood, but by marriage. Baka, just take it in stride, you dingus. She can see the wind. Yeah, she can see the wind. Got him. Ooh, we doing a little going away party before we all go die? Let's go. A bit of duty. Yeah, we're gonna have to book it. And we'll be fighting her near the flugel tree. A heroic journey. They're here by choice. We're in it together. Yeah, the Sword Saint? Maybe we should get Rydor to come along. Okay, he's fully Ahabbed. Based, goaded, and Ahabbed. Probably sleep is worth it. Alright. Ooh. Let Rem figure it out. Or maybe one of them will bite you and you know that's the one. Oh. Homie. You got the vibe. Oh. Oh. Wow. What do you know? Pride, you say? And it respects Subaru, you say? called out. Dicky bus. Oh no. Oh no. A contentious relationship. Oisho. Oh, beast people. Good to have you around, bro. That's a big sword. What are you, Bleach? You Ichigo? Holy shit. Full armor cruiser! Babe. Absolute bombshell. Smoke show. Knockout. Nah. No lies. Good. I was waiting for him to lie. Good. Not a lie. He does. I am bait. Oh, taking a dangerous road. But of course, you can take a dangerous road if you'll reset. You being truthful, but weird. Yeah, you're dealing with a weirdo. Priscilla? No, who are these folks? The knights of old are always bold. We can't be bought, we can't be sold. And though our bones are filled with mold, our hearts and souls are brim with gold. Do they all want to die in battle? Is that their goal? One last fight? That's my guess, that these are a suicide squad of people who want to die honorably. Nope, they just have a history. Okay, it's less dark. That's baller with honor. He's got... How many swords does he have? My guy, you don't have enough arms. You don't have enough arms for those swords. Is he gonna go like a One Piece guy? Put him in his ears and out his nostrils and... They feel it. So people do know about that. Wow, so they've probably lost brethren and soldiers who they can't even remember. Wait, how does Wilhelm remember his wife? Ah! Oh shit, there's plenty of episode left. Sick. Love it. Love it. Oh, we ride! Oh, right. Haven't met. Oops. Yeah, I figured. Oh. Hi, bud. What's up, big guy? Hoi! This is the homie, dude. Big doggo. Very good. Very good. I like this guy. Sleds, that's sick. Single dog sleds. Hmm. Ah, cultists. I love him. What's up? Yeah, he's cool. A good charismatic commander in a weird way. The hero appears, the hero appears, the hero appears, and the hero shall appear. Ooh, right into the flugel tree. That's pretty. Holy shit, it's big. Holy shit, it's big. We're just gonna camp outside it. That's dope. We're waiting for you, whale. Thickener. Yeah, fuck redwoods, man. I've seen some big trees. Read them. We shouldn't do that. Come on, come on, come on. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Effort. Oh. switch dialects and lie. Oh yeah, how did he get the media will tell me when it is? Ah, thank you. Really appreciate that, Rem. Complete faith. Oh, that's making my eyes leak. Weird. Must be pollen. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Reminiscent of the head sitting scene. Yes, yes. Aww. Stop trying to hide it, you doink. That is so many stars. I guess there really isn't light pollution. He has 6 fucking swords. How does he know it took out his wife? Hmm. Hmm. Oh. I took it from her? Hey man, I hope you get the killing blow. I'm not sure what that means. What is this strange gesture? Nah, we get fist bumps out here. Ooh, baby, we are lined up and ready to go. This is going to transition to the next episode, huh? So this is our setup one. Perfectly fine, perfectly fine. Let's go! We are ready. We are ready. We are steady. We are not doing an ED. Hey! Where's the whale? Where's the whale? You won't until it's too late. Oh, God. The, like, modern cheery tune over this makes it, it's like a classic horror. Little clown theme or something. From the tree? Across the tree. Across the moon! Oh, we're glitching. Yeah! Oh my god. It's got a crazy halo thing. It had teeth. It does have teeth. Hey, buddy. Come get me. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Yeah! Fool's leading the charge. Let's go. Rad. Rad to rad to rad to rad to rad. What the fuck am I? That must be little Wilhelm. Because this is obviously past. That's a character that we've never seen before. That's a young man in formalish clothes. That must be Lil Wilhelm. Calling it. Calling it. We're going to find out Lil Wilhelm's backstory with his Sword Saint wife and use that to flesh it all out. I think this is a grand and glorious setup / transition episode. I had a thought when we came into it. I want Subaru to apply the things that he's learned. I want him to take his emotions and get a grip on them, but not too tight, right? So he's not lying about how he feels or what he wants or needs. And he's not making foolish non-decisions on instinct because his emotions are running wild, but he's also not crushing them down so hard that he's acting outside of them or acting like in opposition with what he actually believes. So he's got a reasonable grasp on his emotions and then uses that relatively stable state to strategize. And he strategizes in multiple ways to demonstrate exactly the lessons that he's overcome. Maybe minus the inclusion of Priscilla's lesson. Because it didn't really come up. He didn't have a situation where he would have had to embarrass himself dramatically or anything like that. But what he does do is he prepares, he learns from Anastasia that the negotiation is won before it even starts, and that's why he goes and talks to her and gets her and Richard Fellow, or whatever his name is, Robert Fellow, Richard, whatever, Fellow, to be there and ready to spring a little mini positive trap on the negotiation circumstance, to be like, well, Crucia's going to hit this point where she's like, yeah, but I don't know if I want to, and then bam, we bring them in, and it's like, well, you know, if this interaction were to happen and it would have a lot of carryover effects for Anastasia and for the treasuries of the city, because you'd be getting these shipments of magic stones, and we'd have some sort of an economic tie. But it also affects them because if we go and try to defeat the whale, that's going to open up shipping lanes, right? It's like, it's a masterclass. Is it perfect? No, but it's his first attempt at doing something like this with some of the training. It wouldn't be perfect. It works. It works. And it works on a number of levels. The key crucial bit is the insight. The insight to figure out that Crucia is actually angling toward this on her own in the first place, because it's something that Reinhard wants and something that she wants, and she's gathering up that weaponry and stuff for that purpose, which I think is fantastic. There are some pieces that are like that happen off screen, like talking about the magic stones, which ends up making the conversation a little bit weird, because I'm like, oh wait, what have we not experienced in this conversation? That's strange. But he makes his full offer, all the cards on the table at the start, which maybe isn't the best way to do this offer, but he doesn't have that many cards, and so he knows that he needs to play them and make as enticing a prospect as he possibly can. I will be very helpful, and I have the information that I need. And why? How do you know that I'm doing that? He's surmised it. He's put it together through all the pieces of information that he's gathered, although some of the instances where he's gathered that information haven't actually happened yet. Like, he didn't have that conversation with Anastasia, which is pretty freaking cool. And this is the strongest use of Return by Death. Just like in the modern day, the strongest use of Return by Death by far would be to gather information that you wouldn't be able to have, to be able to predict future events, to know when things are going to occur, and to know how people will react to certain circumstances. For the same reason that save state scumming in a dialogue-based game is really powerful. It's super powerful. You choose one option, it doesn't go the way that you want. You choose another option, you figure out which way it goes. But there aren't options here. It's not like Subaru has a dialogue tree to go down. He's really grasping at straws, and if we take out that conceit and we believe that Subaru is unwilling to die just to reset for simple circumstances, right? Like, he's not trying to 100% clear this situation. He's just trying to move along. He's not willing to reset if things don't go quite to plan. Then he needs to make this go to plan. He needs to put all his cards on the table and give it the best shot that he has. And he fucking does it. He uses all this information that he shouldn't be able to have access to and is able to spin it as a little bit of magic. So there is a moment here. This is a media. Technically true, because that's what the people in the world have called it before. So technically true. I do find opening it and closing it like, what is this? Very fun. It tells me when and where the white whale will appear is patently not true, right? But I see that you are not lying. So I wonder how that flips through the wind thing. This is a media we could say is true. Fine. Well, actually, I guess the moment before that happened, I looked and I saw the time. It tells me when and where the white whale will appear. Well, it definitely doesn't tell him where. He already knows when and where. The only way that this would be true is if he's already set the alarm, and then it will tell him when the white whale will appear. I'm intrigued by this. It seems like a little bit of a flip, like a little bit of a fall through the cracks in terms of the lying thing. I do think the lying thing is pretty cool. A blessing. So, we haven't brought up blessings for a while, right? It's like Felt with Blessing of Speed. Have we had any? Can't recall many others. I'm sure there was at least one. But here we go, another blessed character. This time with the ability to determine whether people are lying. I wonder if that stems... Felt is speed, and that really fits her sort of urchin thief sort of thing. I wonder if blessings are placed upon people to be, like, particularly useful. Like, whether if Crucia was, like, lied to throughout her childhood or something, and I don't know. But I love this distinction. Just getting her to believe you is not enough. You have to actually get her to make the choice. And it's a big choice. It's not something to make lightly or do on a whim. And wham, we bring in the other shoe. A card that we kept off the table until now. Anastasia, Russell Fellow, and the money side gets to talk. To be exact, it was this gal. Let's go, Rem. Being useful. It's a life or death matter whether the white whale is around. We'll bring our mercenaries, which is great because I love him. And mining rights. Yummy. Lots of money. So I offer a share in the Magic Stone mining rights and the information on when and where the white whale will appear. The fuel needed to subjugate the witch fiend that's terrorized the world. And we start to drop into this very face-to-face sort of shot reverse shot. Yeah, if you ain't into it, who cares? But if you are into it, you're not going to be able to leave this bait on the table. And it switches from a, please do something for me, to let's do something really cool that we benefit from. The only way in the world to get somebody to do something that you want them to do is to show them how it gets them what they want. So he infers that what she wants is a dead white whale, a notch on her belt as presumably like on the road to future rulership, being able to defeat a witch fiend that's terrorized the world for a while, set out from the capital and hopefully return to the capital victorious. That's a big deal. Plus it has extra like interpersonal benefits with her and Wilhelm, and directly within her faction. It makes her faction stronger. It makes all of the factions stronger, makes the world better, which is a great way of convincing people that she's a better faction leader than the other ones, because she's doing things that work for everybody. It's perfect. And you've got Anastasia jumping on board. And let's be real, Anastasia isn't going to become the ruler of this nation. It isn't going to happen. She's not cut out for it. But she will be a crucial financial ally and a crucial part of finances to move forward. So having her be a part of this and be sort of in the fold of this alliance that's brewing, it's a really good fucking idea. It's a really good idea. Let's go on a hunt. Let's fuck this whale up. And we flash through the way it's gone before. He swallows because he is nervous. He is scared. It's not like he's just confident here. But it's also not like he's putting on a mask. He believes what he's saying, and he wants this to work. But he's not like, I'm right, nobody else can see it. He just put it out. I will trust your eyes, and I will trust in your spirit. And the deal is struck. And we immediately let the tension dissolve, which is really cool. We kind of let it fade out. And everybody gives their congratulations and talks it out. And we realize just how much work he's done in the beginning, which I think is really wonderful. Gotta make your move at the right time. You are shrewd, aren't you? And it's fun, right? Like, we're at odds until the handshake happens. And then you can kind of be like, man, I know I put on a brave face, but I was nervous about this. You're, like, intimidating. It's cool. It's cool. You are truly wonderful. And we get a sincere offer of gratitude from Wilhelm, who knows his wife's name. That is who I am. Hell yeah. And of course we know that he's lying. I like this scene of preparation. I like Subaru's inability to sleep through it while everyone else is working. It's really to me it's a demonstration of character, you know? There are lots of stories about things like that among commanders, generals, leaders in wartime in general. Refusing to be treated better than their men is it's not infrequently a real huge sign of pride for the men that serve with them, men and women I should say, for the people who serve with them, to know that their commander isn't some bigwig sending them off to die without putting themselves in the line of fire, without sending them into the jungles without supplies and stuff while eating big back at camp. Those sorts of things totally shatter respect and authority, and the kinds of people who are driven to not do less. It can be a little bit pathological, but it can also be a huge hallmark of respect. When you see the white whale. I'll mention it now. I did spend all of this morning listening to the Mastodon album Leviathan, which was awesome and looked something like this. Ah! Ah! Glorious. They're ready to go, willing and able, ever since it killed the former Sword Saint. So I really want to know how that mechanic works, because we still remember her and her name and all that stuff. This is cool that we end up finding the same lad who was there for us before. It's pretty neat. The homie. And he is a very prideful dragon. Hint, hint. Big Wolfman! He's rad. I like him. Oh, he made so many cool characters over this. Crucia in armor, such a queen. Fuck. Goddamn. I will prove very useful. You sure? Yeah, I'm bait. I'm the bait. It'll be great. No lies. Old folks. Off to get some revenge. Because of the nature of this, our wish may come true. I thought that this is a thing that happened for a long time in lots of like honor-bound militaristic societies. A war would break out, and a lot of the old folks would go, "Oh, good, my chance." Vikings, all the time, all the time. You don't want to fucking live old. You don't want to live old. You want to die with a sword in your hand and mead flowing through your beard. Let's go. But they've got a real reason. People whose friends and companions have been lost to the whale. We see it in their faces, this grim determination to join Wilhelm, to fight back. Countless lives have been lost. Man, Crucia really does have the charisma of a war leader. Oh man, I didn't even notice the guy nailing through his hand. Damn. And the number of graves we cannot even inscribe with names. So let's go get him. Let's go get him. I'm so pumped by this episode. It's such a huge pump up. The little ones are cute and weird. I wonder if they like combine or something. The thing that they say about being together, they're the super strongest. Rigers. Big dogs. They're big dogs. I wonder if there is any relation between them and the weird Maju things. I guess not. They just are both dogs. Yeah, we see that Ricardo is, he seems kind of goofy, and like, well, why would anyone follow or respect him? Then you see how he actually interacts with a big group, and he's touching base with everybody, and laughing, and like having a good time, and being this like, he puts off an aura. He puts off an aura of like, I'm big and confident, and there's nothing that can go wrong here. We're all gonna do great. And everybody's like, oh yeah, that's right, we got Ricardo with us. Everything's gonna be fine. Which is pretty cool. We're seeing how these strange people are actually really competent in broad and different ways. Some really cool visual elements for this big fucking tree. A tree that has been hinted to have meaning. Don't know what about. It is big. It is a big tree. I've been near some big fucking trees. I spent quite a bit of time in the sequoias and in the redwoods in California and up in Oregon, and there are some exceptionally large trees. This is impossible. This is not real. But man, it's cool. It's like as majestic as the grand sky above it. It's like looking into a brain, or gosh, a giant cauliflower. I don't know, it's just crazy cool. So we have a moment to really touch base with Rem. I really do wonder if there's any interesting names on this tree. Maybe an Astrea? Oh, yes, bad manners. Give me a knife. I'll use whatever I can. It's worth it for any chance. He says, for a guy who lacks in every way, this is the only way. And she hits him with, that's ridiculous. You're wonderful. Complete faith. That's a lie. But it's okay that you're lying. You can't tell me why. And now we know that he really can't, because it might kill her. You don't have to convince me. You don't have to qualify or justify or take the blame, because I believe in you completely. Damn, that's hard to take. Isn't it? For a character who struggles deeply with having faith in himself, who often has to pretend to be someone he isn't just so that he can believe in him. Complete faith, a willingness to ignore the times when you have to obfuscate or lie, a trust that you're doing it for a reason that's reasonable. That's powerful stuff. Rem's a damn good friend. And would be a great wife. Would be a great wife for us, not for him. You know? If we could pull Rem out of the screen and you could have your own Rem, I would say yes. I would check that box on the survey. Do I want a Rem? Yes. Yeah. Yes, that would be great. Be lovely. I mean, goodness gracious. This is such a cool change where Subaru's tendency to mask and like hold back his emotions are almost endearing. Humanizing here. I wish he were more comfortable letting himself feel. But there are umpteen reasons why he wouldn't be, so I don't blame him for that. This is really cool. Because he does feel this wholeheartedly. So many stars. And Reinhard tells us a little bit of his story. When I married her, I took the title from her. Don't understand that exactly. So, did Wilhelm become the Sword Saint by marrying her? And also, is he the Estrella or is she the Estrella, and which one of them took the other's name by marriage? I'm unclear. The sword would not allow her. So thank you. Let's kick its ass. And then the waiting, the tension, the shuffling quiet before battle. Ready, but not ready for that. Who could be? How could you be ready for a creature that flies by and blocks out the moon before sweeping in toward us? Giant evil halo and glowing red eyes of an enormous whale. Which, by the way, is like, that's not what sperm whales look like. And also, it has the baleen stripes on it for like the expanding gullet, but sperm whales don't have those. Weird. Whatever. I don't give a shit. It's a giant whale. We're gonna fight it. Thanks to these dumbasses who are off charging. Follow the fools! So we lead the charge against an enormous monstrosity. And that's where we'll pick up next time. People in the Discord talked about what order I should watch these episodes in, and the conclusion that I came to was watching this one on its own, and then the next two together would be the best way to do this, because this one sort of stands on its own as a setup preparation episode, and I know that once we dive into the battle, we're going to be stuck in it for at least an episode, if not two. So today, preparation, a huge dramatic shift for Subaru, major maturity, and incorporation of really important lessons. He managed to learn, and then he applied them really effectively. I came into this episode with the question of whether he could, and right out the gate he does. Super impressive to see, and kind of exactly right. Like, feels exactly right. So I'm very glad to have had him succeed a little bit here and bring everybody together. I hope that this doesn't turn into a horrifying slaughter where we lose everybody and it's his fault. That would be really sucky. But if we can pull this out and defeat this big whaley boy, we're gonna be living large and do it well. So, well, we'll still have to deal with the cult of the witch heading to the mansion, but at least we will have dealt with the whale along the way. I wonder what the next stage is, because this doesn't solve the whole problem, does it? I didn't really even consider that. More struggle coming for us, but for now, we've got a whale to fight. And I will definitely be listening to Mastodon again next week. So thank you so much for watching this week's single episode of ReZero. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope to catch you next week for more as we go and defeat the whale. Can you see that? All right. Peace!